Hi guys, and welcome back, new and old subscribers to my channel. And today we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful, the upper part of this beautiful gown that we were picking wore. It's a bustier, it's snatched, it has an eyelet at the back and a yoke. And it's new, it's hot, and it's trendy. So please, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. It's a new channel, it'll help this channel grow. So let's dive right into it. So on a norm, this is an inbeat corset, but I'm going to be, because of my paper, I'm going to be using 17 inches as the length, so you can use as long as 24, 25. It depends on the person's length. So I'm marking the 17 inches across the paper like so that I can use my straight ruler to get a straight line. I'm going to connect all the marks that I have placed with my marker and my ruler. And after doing that, I'm going to take my tape and then go ahead and start marking. The first thing I'm going to be marking is my shoulder to breast point, which is 10.5, and then shoulder to under bust, which is 14.5. And I'm going to also mark it across the paper so I can achieve a straight line. 10.5 shoulder to breast point, then 14.5 shoulder to under bust. I'm going to connect it also with the straight ruler and a marker on the straight line, just like that. Next thing I'm going to be doing is to mark my shoulder. My shoulder is 16 divided by 2, that's 8 inches. So I'm going to go up there and mark my 8 inches. Pardon, the shoulder was 17 inches, sorry, not 16. That's when I divided by 2, 8.5. I came down 1 inch slope, just like as I'm doing now. And then 9 inches armhole depth. I'm going to still mark the 8.5 I got after dividing 17 to 2, and then still mark 8.5 there, then use my ruler to connect it on a straight line, just like that. That 9 inches will serve as my chest line. I'm going to extend that line there in an L shape, just like so.
Apologies guys, something happened at the course of my recording and I did not know, my camera went off. So I took my neckline, I took a 4 by 3 inches, 4 down there, then 3 inches down. And then at this point, my camera stopped working. I'm so sorry. So guys, what I did, I came down by 8 inches at that point there. And then also I came down by 6 inches at this other point here. After doing that, I went ahead to connect it with my curved ruler to form that shape. Up next, I came down 4.5 from my armhole line at that point I just showed you now, and then I marked it, and then I came in by ½ inch and then curved with my curved ruler. So I hope that was helpful. I'm so sorry. So next I'm going to be marking 4.5 across now from that end down to that place, the upper part and all the vertical lines. That 4.5 is gotten from my bust span, which is 9 inches divided by 2. That will give me 4.5 inches. I'm going to mark it across. It's also known as my dart line. Then I'll use my straight ruler to connect it just like that. Note that that line at the up, that curved line at the up, shows where I want my yoke to that's my yoke line and where I want my yoke to stop. So now next time I'm going to come out of that 4.5 inch I took. I'm going to come in by 1 inch, and then I'll go to the other side and come out by 1.5 inches, just like that. So I'm going to come in also on the under bust line by 1 inch and come out by 1.5 inch, just like that. I use 1.5 because I want it to be very curvy. And then I came up now, I'm coming up at that line by 1 inch, and I'm coming on by the other side by 1 inch, just like so. So now next I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect the line from under bust to half length, and then I'm going to use my free hand, because I enjoy doing it, to curve from the under bust down to the breast point, just like that. I like using my free hand, it gives me what exactly I want. And I'm also going to connect it to the other 1.5 line like that, in a very perfect curved shape like that. So let it not be too sharp, let it just be well curved. So next I'm also going to connect it to the 1 inch line up there. Going to connect it to the other 1 inch line, just like that. Simple, right? Just take your time to do it, no rushing, until you achieve a very well blended line. So guys, next thing we're going to do is to mark the bust. The breast point, you're going to take the bust measurement divided by 4 plus ½ inch sewing allowance, and you're going to do that at the under bust as well, and the half length side. So let's not forget that this is snatched. So the real underbust measurement, round underbust, which is waist also measurement, is 33 inches, but I'm snatching it down to 30 inches. So at the round underbust, I'm going to be marking 7.5, which is 30 inches divided by 4 plus half inch. So I'm going to mark 8 inches.
Next thing we're going to do is this 2.5 down there that we took. We're going to go to the other end and then replace it. Please replace whatever thing you take, because if you don't, you will not be able to wear the clothes. It will be too small when you finish cutting out that part. You know we're going to be cutting it out. So next I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect it. And then I am going to go to the upper part. You know I removed 2 inches from up. So I'm going to go to that end there. And I'm going to add 2 inches from that place. I'm going to add 2 inches that I took and then extend the armhole line just like that. So I'm going to extend the 2 inches. That line, I'm just making reference to it. So from there, I'm adding my 2 inches and then I'm going to come and connect the line to go and meet that 2 inches that I have marked. See why I came up like that? There's a bit of an extra, but later on I can be able to trim it out. So just make sure you add all those things that you have removed back so that the clothes does not become unable to wear. The person become unable to wear the clothes. So after doing that, I'm going to be marking those lines I'm cutting out. So those places you see me marking are the parts I'm going to be trimming out. So just marking for marking's sake. So after doing this, the next thing we're going to do is to take our bust tightening. I'm coming down from that bust line, breaking line, by 2 inches. I'm going to mark 2 inches downward there, and then I'm going to take my straight ruler and connect it to that 4.5 at that end. Just the way I'm doing like that, just connect to that point down to that 2 inches there. Draw it on a straight line like so, and that is it. So now you also come and mark those lines because we're going to trim out those lines. The next thing I'm going to do is pick up my scissors and start cutting. So I'm going to be opening one of my dart legs so that I can do a dart transfer over there. Just watch as I'm doing it there. So I'm going to open one of my dart leg like I said, so that I can do a dart transfer over there. So just the way I'm doing it, I'm going to come in there and I'm going to cut very carefully so I don't go too overboard. So I cut it down to that edge there. Then I'm going to tilt this paper up like that and cover that place like that 2 inches, and then I'll take my sellotape and then I'll gum it down like that. Guys, before I go further in this tutorial, please like, share and subscribe, and God bless you. Comment though if you're enjoying the tutorial, comment. If you're not enjoying it, comment. If you have a question, comment, and God bless you. Thank you. When I'm done cutting out my pieces, my paper, my pattern paper, I'm going to go ahead to label the yoke, because we're going to have a front yoke and a back yoke. So now this is me showing you how that 2 inches are extended to enter. So after joining like that, you see that it's now like equal. It entered like perfectly well. So please try and add your 2 inches. So guys, the back bodice is what we're marking next. I'm using 16 inches because I have limited paper. On the norm, I would have used 24 inches for the front and 21 inches for the back. Like I said, I would have used 21 inches if I had enough paper. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to mark the shoulder line, which is 8.5. So I'm going to, after doing that, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and then I'm coming down by 9 inch for my armhole depth, just like that. So after doing that, I'm going to go vertically and still mark my 8.5 so I can connect on a straight line, just like so. Then when I'm done, I'm going to use my straight line to connect like that, and then I'll go ahead, since I've forgotten what I used for the front, I'm going to now go and take my front yoke to mark it. I think it's 4 inches. So I'm going to take my front yoke and use it. The 4 inches, I'm going to take 4 inches by 2 inches for my depth of my neck line, since it's a high neck. Then I'm going to use my curve ruler now, my French curve, to connect that line, that armhole line, like so, for the back. So the front and the back armhole line, they are not the same. The front came in by ½ inch at the midpoint of 4.5. So now after doing this, the next thing I'm going to do is to I'm going to determine how deep I want my yoke to be. So for the sake of this tutorial, my yoke is going to be 8 inches deep. I don't want it to be so deep so I do not expose the back. Her own was quite deep in the picture, but my own, I'm going to be using 8 inches because I want something I can wear to church. So I'm going to mark this 8 inch across like that. Then when I'm done, I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect the line just the way you're seeing it there. So after doing this, I'm going to now mark my that line, which is 4.5 inches. I'm going to mark my 4.5 inches, that line, straight like that. I'm going to use my ruler to connect it. So I'm going to bring my ruler and connect the straight line. But at the end, sorry, it's not showing. I'm going to connect the straight line straight down like that. Then I'm going to draw my dart line. I took 1 inch at both foot at the under there, which is not showing. 1 inch out from the down, 1 inch in from the down. So I'm going to connect it straight like that. And yeah, sorry, when next I'm doing this tutorial, I'm going to be very careful of my camera and of different things I didn't take note of in this video. So sorry for stressing you guys. So now next thing I'm going to be doing is to mark how deep, you know how this thing came down a bit, the yoke. So I'm going to come down by 2 inches so I can put 2 pins there. So I'm going to now connect from that 2 inches down to that 4.5 I marked as my dart with my straight line, with my curve ruler, sorry. I'm going to connect it like that.
The next thing I'm going to be doing is to take my tape at the upper part down there. I'm going to be marking 2 inches, and then I'm going to come down and mark 1.5 inches at the bottom part. After doing that, I'm going to pick up my ruler and connect this on a straight line, just like so.
So I'll go ahead and mark my bust measurement, which is 10.5 like we took. Remember, we added ½ inch allowance. And I'm going to come down and mark round on the bust, which is also the waist measurement, which is we use 7.5 plus ½ inch, which is 8 inches. So after then, we're going to go ahead and add the 2 inches we're about to take out. We're going to add it down there, and I'm going to take my ruler and then connect it like so. And then after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and start cutting. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing is to I'm going to mark my I want to take eyelet chamber. I'm making an eyelet chamber. So what I'm going to do, I'm coming in there by 1 inch, I'm coming in there by ½ inch like so. So I'm going to be connecting the line with a straight line like that. I'm going to connect it on a straight line, and then when I'm done, I'm now going to, like, you remember that we marked I marked 2 inches and 1.5. So now I'm going to come out from that 1 inch line that I marked there. I'm going to come out and replace that 2 inches and the 1.5 here. So I'm going to now join it like this. So what happened was I wanted to cut off that part, but I didn't cut it off because I don't want the back to be exposed. the space at the back to be exposed. So I'm going to cut out that excess now there, and then whatever thing that is left is going to serve as my eyelet chamber. So now I'm going to open up one of the dart legs so that I can tilt it over and join it with sellotape, and there will be no need to take my dart again to take my dart on the main fabric, because now I've covered the dart at the back. So I'm going to use my marker to just show you what I mean by eyelet chamber. So that place, I'm going to be having the eyelets in between them, just like that. So I'm just outlining it so you understand. And I'm going to be detaching it from that line that I'm marking there. That line is going to be the length and the breadth of the chamber I'm about to do. So I'm going to pick up my scissors and then trim it out. So guys, thank you for coming this far. I'm basically done, and this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to also label my yoke and everything, but this is me showing you the front and the back bodies and how it's going to be arranged when I'm placing it. So yeah, I'm going to also go ahead to show you what it looks like when I've cut it down. So guys, I've cut it down. Take note, I took ½ inch round each of the block. So please remember to take your ½ inch seam allowance around each of the block, including your yoke. So like I used a net to cut this back, the block for my eyelet. I'm going to use the material, and I'm also going to use a lace on it. And then for the front yoke, I'm using a lace. Then the back yoke, I'm using the fabric. Thank you so much for coming this far. Next thing I'm going to do is to be taking my materials, my main materials, to the ironing board. I'm going to cut the lining. I'm going to gum the gum stay and the ST on it. Thank you for coming this far. I really do appreciate, and see you in the part 2 of this video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.